Hello everybody, Let's for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video, and oh boy, wow, okay, so we finally got the next Neptunia game announced, and it's a goddamn remake. So, I haven't really talked about it much, but my three favorite game series are Monster Hunter, Persona, and Neptunia. And we've been hearing about a new Neptunia game for like ever, and they first revealed the VTuber game that's coming out later on this. I think it's actually coming out in the West next year, where it's like a third-person shooter and it looks really good. And apparently a lot of Hololive is in it, like Corone, which, oh my god, I want it. If nothing else, just to play with Corone. But what everybody was really interested in was the other game that was announced around the same time as the Neptunia spin-off that is a third-person shooter that I cannot remember the name of. It's like VVVVV, new Neptunia VTuber thing. But anyway, that other game was called like Neptunia Reverse or something. And we were like, oh my god, a new Neptunia. Maybe it's a mainline. Yes! Finally, 5 years, 6 years, however long it's been, we can finally get a new mainline Neptunia. It's a remake. It's a remake. The first game once again. And I am very annoyed at this. Okay, look, it's been 5 years since we've had a new mainline game. Okay, Neptunia recently celebrated its 10th anniversary, and in those 10 years, we've only gotten, let's see here, 4 mainline games. And the last of them was 5 years ago. For half of Neptunia's series running time, I don't know what to call it, that it's been around, it's been getting more spin-offs and remakes. What is up with this? Okay, it's a remake of the first game. Now, if we didn't already have a remake of the first game, I'd be fine with it. But we got a remake of the first game, and that remake of the first game did so well that Idea Factory has decided to remake every single mainline game. You know, Rebirth 2, Rebirth 3, even Mega Dimension got a remake. Or rather, more really a upgraded, I don't even know what to call it, because it's not a remake. They didn't remake anything. They actually took more away from it than anything, because a lot of the DLC characters couldn't come back due to licensing issues. But on top of that, they just changed around the battle system, so I guess you could call it an enhanced port that they released on the same consoles. Now, the new game, Reverse, is a remake. It's actually the third remake of the first game. The first game got remade as Rebirth 1. Rebirth 1 was ported to PC from the Vita as well. And then Rebirth 1 got remade for PS4, but that was only released in Japan. Okay, so Reverse for PS5, which apparently it's going to be a PS5 exclusive, at least for a little bit. I don't know what Idea Factory is thinking, by the way, with doing that, because Sony is still super anti-anime for some reason. So it really should be like PC and Switch exclusive, maybe even put it on the Xbox for all I care. I don't know, maybe Neptunia still has a big install base in Japan on PS4 and PlayStation and all that, but I don't trust Sony. Anyway, so Reverse is going to be the third remake. Okay, so you got Rebirth 1, you got Rebirth 1 on PS4, which is like an enhanced, upgraded port, and then you got Reverse. Now, there are some cool things about it that I do like. Like, for instance, you can choose between playing in the original style of the original Neptunia. The whole reason why they made a remake in the first place, because the original was so bad. You can play it like that if you want to. Or you can play it like a traditional modern Neptunia game, which is cool. I like how they're giving that option. What I don't like is that they're not giving us another mainline game alongside this, okay? I'm calling this the Valkyria Chronicles effect, because Valkyria Chronicles, so we went years without a new Valkyria Chronicles game, and then they announced a spin-off, and people hated that spin-off, and I feel like the spin-off would have been hated a lot less if it was announced alongside Valkyria Chronicles 4. This is the same issue. I feel like if we got Neptunia 5 announced at the same time as this remake, no one would mind as much, but we aren't. okay? And I don't know what is wrong with the Neptunia developers. Like, do they just not have any idea on what to do? Are they just wanting to milk it off? Because all these spin-offs, Idea Factory are not making. They help, like, produce them and all that. But Idea Factory ships them off to other developers, okay? The one that you're seeing in background, For Goddesses Online, was made by Tamsoft. Then you got, let's see here, I think, actually Tamsoft has made like 3 of the Neptunia games. The one on Switch, PS4, and PC, Super Neptunia, that one was made by some Canadian company. It was actually their first game, and I think they really knocked it out of the park with that. But, however, you know, Idea Factory aren't making these spin-offs. So what are they doing with the main games? Where is the new game? Okay? It's been 5 freaking years. And I am just so frustrated. Okay, I love Neptunia. I will gladly admit to being a Neptunia fanboy. I have, let's see here. I have 2 figures from Neptunia, both of which are expensive as hell. Actually, no, scratch it. I have 3, because I forgot I got an Aurora one a while ago. So I have 3 Neptunia figures, and like half of the figures I want are Neptunia figures. I own the anime. I've watched it like 5 times, dub and sub. It's great. I love this series. It is near and dear to my heart, and whenever I get around to eventually doing like, because guys, I really want to do like retrospective analysis videos, like Joseph Anderson style. Hopefully not as boring though, because I find him really boring. But I digress. I really want to cover Neptunia because this series is so good at times. I love it. It's such a fun, goofy series. It's made me happy. And I don't know what else to describe it, but I am getting so frustrated with Idea Factory, okay? I don't mind more remakes, I don't mind more ports, as long as they're actually trying to advance the game systems, make it better, introduce new characters that they can actually keep using, because a lot of the characters that they use, they can't keep using due to licensing issues. It's just, why can't they just, you know, say anything about the next mainline game? Even just tell us it's in development, because they haven't even confirmed that. You know, I've heard that they have, but then I've heard that they haven't, and I'm finding so many mixed information, I don't even know anymore. And, you know, I've been really thinking about it a lot, and I have a really great idea for a new mainline game, okay? The games have always made use of like the different dimensions and everything, and that's kind of been a running thing with it for a while. That's how they kind of get away with all the spin-offs, because every spin-off is its own dimension, so you got the same characters but different. You don't have to like rely on, oh hey, yeah, this takes place at this time during the main games or anything. So that's kind of cool. But for the next main game, I'd love them to like mess around with time travel. They kind of did that, or rather alternate timelines, okay? They kind of did that with one of the spin-offs, the one where like IF is the main character. I think it's called like Super Neptune versus Sega Hard Girls or something like that, okay? But they can really expand on that. So the most favorite ending in the entire series is the Conquest ending from Mark II and Rebirth 2. Now, the Conquest ending, for those who don't know, it's the worst ending you can get in Mark II, Rebirth 2, but however, it's also considered to be some of the best writing in the series. So basically, Nepgear, she realizes that, oh hey, there's no way to stop the evil goddess from reviving or whatever, so they find a legendary sword called Gehaburn that basically absorbs the power of defeated goddesses, and it makes it super strong. So but only Nepgear can use it for some reason. I don't remember the exact details. So basically Nepgear and her friends decide, okay, what we need to do is we will go, and since the goddesses won't stop arguing amongst each other, that being Neptune, Blonde, Noir, and Vert, okay, we're gonna have to begrudgingly kill them, and then kill everybody except for Nepgear, and then go and kill the evil goddess, stop her from reviving. So they do that, and so Nepgear ends up being horribly traumatized, but she's basically the queen of the entire world, and is a super mega powerful all-being goddess, and they kind of leave it up in the air as to how good of a roller she will be. So what I would love to see is like that timeline get mixed in with the main timeline somehow. Like maybe Neptune, while she's out adventuring, a ripping hole of time-space continuum sucks her into that timeline, but it's like 1,000 years in the future. Netgear is much older. They actually have a conquest in Netgear, like older art, like design chosen for her. It was used for the Neptunia card game in Japan for Vita that we never got. I really wish we did though, because that sounds fun. That, or maybe it's the mobile game in Japan. I can't remember. But anyways, Conquest Netgear is a thing. And they could totally run with that. Like, it would be such good writing. Neptunia, when it decides to get serious, has really good writing. Mega Dimension was really good with this, as was Mark II. I kind of feel like Victory dropped the ball in a lot of situations. And the first game was also really good in its writing. The third game was not really that great. A lot of the spin-offs kind of are but when the games decide to get serious and actually like try and tell a good story, they can do it. And I feel like if you did something like that, it'd be amazing. Like, have Conquest Netgear basically turn into a yandere, not wanting her sister to leave, and maybe she gets power hungry and decides to invade the main timeline and try to kill the other goddesses to absorb more power or something. There's so many opportunities they could do with that. There can be so much more in general. The idea of Neptunia taking these characters who are physical representations of the consoles and running with it. There's so many different things you can do. You can have a whole game based around the great video game crash of the 80s, I think it was. You can have a game based on well, they've pretty much covered piracy to death. But they could have like a game where people are, I don't know, trying to force everybody to switch to digital only, or I don't know. There's so many different options and ideas that they can do, but I feel like the team just doesn't want to capitalize it. I mainly want to see that Netgear one come to fruition, because that could be really good, and I like the idea of that. Anyways, so I just had to rant about this, okay? This is something that has been driving me nuts ever since it got revealed. Will I buy the remake if and whenever it comes out? I don't know. I don't plan on getting a PS5. At least, especially not at launch, and as long as Sony keeps doing their bullcrap of censoring. So, if I do get it, I will probably get the PC version, because I don't think Idea Factory would make anything dedicated just to one console anymore. They've realized how big of an install base Neptunia has on PC. So I don't know. I mean, but at the same time, I don't want to keep supporting just endlessly re-releasing games I've already played to death, okay? There's a reason I haven't played through any of the Rebirth games to full. I think at most I got to Chapter 2 on Rebirth 3. I need to get around to playing the Rebirth games eventually, because there are some pretty big differences in Rebirth 1 and 2, but God. Anyways, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Idea Factory doing this? Is it a good idea, bad idea? What do you like this? Do you want to play the original Neptunia once again? Leave your thoughts and ideas down below. I'm going to have plenty more videos. I've been meaning to get back to uploading on this channel more often, but life has been absolutely hectic. August was not good for me, so we'll have to wait and see. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. And see y'all later. Peace out.